I see you eating.
I'm starting the conversation with a date.
Cheers. I have coffee, you have dates. I think we're good.
We're good. We're good. It's always nice, like with a little bit of calories, to get the wheels spinning. There was one bakery sign, I think that was somewhere in Miami, where it said that it will be harder for you to get kidnapped if you're weighing more. So why not have a piece of cake?
Well, I'm dog sitting this weekend, and it's a lot of fun to be a dog sitter in Miami.
So what's your first impression as a dog sitter?
It's very different neighborhoods than the ones we knew from Palo Alto. It's again very suburban. Again, these very open yards. There is no fence or whatsoever separating you from the house and the property and the street. So it's all right there open for you, which I really, really like. In Denmark, there are fences, but like very mild, more decorative, and just kind of to establish the premises, not to scare anyone off. In Bulgaria, we have fences around the houses to scare somebody off.
There is definitely a fence culture that we have here. Yeah, it's for defense purposes. Like you put the fences in order like to prevent people from coming in. And most of the time, like they don't look very welcoming.
And here it's really interesting with the open yards, and it just feels so nice that everything is green compared to California, where everything most of the year is dry. Here the flora is incredible. Hundreds of types of palm trees with different blends of greens. It's just unbelievable. Really, really grateful to be here right now. And I remember taking all these long walks in Palo Alto as well. It was so nice. Even when we didn't have a dog, but we had each other.
Yeah, we were kind of walking one another. I remember that there was one particular period where I didn't really want to get out. I think that I spent like 2 weeks without getting out of the apartment. Might have been like a mild depression or something, but
Yeah, it was insane. You're such an outdoorsy person now, and like going back to our previous conversation, where you showed all these amazing natural experiences that you're having, and going back 10 years in the timeline, I had to kind of force you out of the apartment. And for context, at this time we were living 5 people in a 2-bedroom apartment. Me and Casper had 1 bedroom. You and the other 2 guys had another bedroom where you had bunk beds on 3 layers. And we have the living room slash office for our startup, where we were cooking, we were working from there, we had workstations, we had the dining table, and we had a PlayStation corner and board game corner. So somehow all this was in the same premises.
yeah. I think like this was like the first apartment that we lived in. Uh, this is such a funny photo. You can just see the exhaustion and fatigue on our faces.
Yeah, I think Casper was showing you something that you really weren't excited about.
This is probably one of my fond memories that we were all the time like cooking and sitting together and eating together.
Yeah.
Um,
And kudos to Chris, by the way, one of our colleagues at Swipes. He was actually the one with the big passion for making special dishes. He would plan out
yeah,
elaborate recipes that he's gonna find on Pinterest or whatever, and then we're gonna do the shopping list. Then we're gonna cook these really really nice dishes. But that's pretty much what we did. We cooked, we ate, and we
and we worked.
worked.
Yeah. Oh, it was.
And we played
I,
board game tournaments to be more precise.
yeah, a few times playing these board games got us close to like completely collapsing as a team. Especially like the game Small World.
Wow, very ergonomic.
Yeah. It was a very special moment of time. One of the things that I always tell people is that it really felt that we were on a mission, a little bit like in a spaceship. We were on a mission and we were in our in our kind of like environment and living there. It's just my imagination, imagining that we're on
No,
a
no,
remote planet.
definitely. I had the same feeling. Like, I was 100% believer in us creating this amazing company with great culture and crafting products that people really enjoy.
We were very driven by this, and it kind of taps a little bit into that naivete that we were talking about like last time. This is something I feel is just so powerful.
Show us your outfit with the
My outfit,
hunter
yeah,
out.
yeah, like
You look at least 10 years younger now than
I know,
this
crazy,
photo
right?
of you from 10 years ago.
It's funny how it works. I had some
Mhm.
some choices, fashion choices that are a little bit questionable now. But it was so funny because Tishu was sleeping on the top bunk bed, Chris was sleeping on the first level, and I was pulling out like this bed from underneath. So like my bed was like this one in the bottom, and I was pulling it out, and I was like pushing it in here in the wardrobe in order to create a little bit of private space.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
It was like going to the army together, going through this preparation. Like this was a couple of years of living like roomies, working on a mission together, sharing tons of experiences. We constantly invited friends over.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we
Like
were really good at building that community of friends and inviting them over to come eat,
I think
share experiences.
this is like a mini demo day that we set up, and this is you presenting like the product that we were building and the progress that we had made, and of course Micah Moon that was helping us so much. How the hell to communicate what we were doing?
Looking back at this product, like I'm gonna maybe put the product even out there in YouTube so people can see it.
Mm,
It's actually a pretty decent product. I don't know why we were overthinking it so much. We were a little bit too early on the market with this connected workspace that was making it really easy to collaborate. But
yeah,
it was actually a pretty decent product. A lot of love went into it.
very much so. We've always like put that extra care in whatever like we were building, because like we believed that it mattered. Like this was my workstation, by the way, and somebody was sleeping here.
We actually had friends come over often, regardless that
Mm,
we were fully packed. I think people really like the vibes of just hanging out. So we had
yeah,
friends that were in San Francisco that would come and stay the night or stay the weekend.
yeah. I think this time it was
Eh,
Cisse that came to visit us. Um, yeah, we've always like been obsessive about creating like the best possible experience for people, and putting a lot of like emphasis on things that probably at that stage of the development of the company like didn't matter so much in terms of
Yeah,
like the beauty of the user interface. But it mattered to us, and this was enough to do it.
because at this moment of time we were really like really low on the resources. So it was not like we were doing it. This is cooking together.
Yeah,
We're making, I think,
I think
pizza
this
or
was like a Danish. Wasn't this like a Danish?
Pepsicorn. Yeah, that's what we're
Yeah,
making here. So fun. So fun to see homemade. And what is happening with Casper's style? Oh, and tissue. I think everybody will had a wacky period of their hairstyles
well,
and beard
uh,
styles.
I don't know if you remember, but actually, I was doing a little bit of the.
I remember you were the barber shop.
I was the
Oh my god,
barber.
in the
So
second bathroom.
and I remember like I was giving like tissue a haircut, and I just did a trim with the machine, and I was like, and he's like, this doesn't sound like the thing I want to hear when somebody's trimming my hair.
Which brings me to another story that I was cutting your hair once with the trimmer, and I also did. Whoops! And then you kind of get really scared, like, why am I saying this?
Oh yeah, I
And it
remember
turned
that.
out that I have the like zero number on the hair that was supposed to be number two or something,
I
or
remember
three.
this.
So you had to actually go full
This
zero
I
number.
remember this very well because I was feeling so miserable because of this, and then on top of that, my this was still in Denmark during university years. My MacBook kind of broke down, so not only that I had a shitty haircut, but I also had to work with a Windows laptop. So that was
The disaster of your life. Oh my god, do not remind me about this trip. This is where I was trying yet again to get you guys out of the house on a weekend, so I organized this Monterey trip to go whale watching, but I forgot that I get seasick. So I was seasick the whole entire time for
yeah,
3 hours. Wow, the guys were having a blast. I think you joined me like
10
20, 30
minutes.
minutes, 10 minutes into it.
Yeah, at first I was like, that's so funny, and I'm sick, and then pretty much like
Yeah,
10-20 minutes
we did see
afterwards.
some dolphins.
Yeah, the dolphins saw our breakfast.
Alrighty, let's see where we left off. We were getting super hyped to show around our life in California, all the shared experiences with our team members. I think these were really well spent week. I wouldn't
Yeah,
change anything about it. Like right now, when young people ask me like what makes sense for them to do and what would I recommend, I'm thinking, wow, we did something out of passion. We did it to the best of our abilities. We bet on ourselves. We acquired new skills. We had a lot of fun along the way, and we did it with our best friends. Like there is no better recipe than that. It's incredible.
it was a big adventure. Just
Yeah.
coming like to this country that we have only seen in the movies, and being where things were happening because we were in the Silicon Valley. We were meeting like with people that were building the things that we've been reading about. We took part of Alchemist, and it was first you, Casper, and Miro that went through the program. So you had like a more hands-on experience with it.
Mm-hmm. What are we doing here?
Well, we're obviously it's a commercial for Adidas. We were just like playing around. This was like on the trip to the Grand Canyon, but since we missed the we kind of messed up. Yeah, we missed the exit, so we ended up in the backyard of the Grand Canyon.
It
But it
was
was,
incredible.
yeah, it was so much like out of the movies. Like just a road that was going forward for miles and miles and miles.
Yeah, this is another trip that I was like, go on, guys, let's get going. Let's do something this weekend. We are not gonna stay at home all the time. Because at home, since home was the office, and I think a lot of people afterwards during COVID time might experience this exhaustion that comes with when your home is your office. If you're there, you might as well work, right? And it was so important that we were taking these trips and going places because otherwise we would have just been at home and working. That's why I was really, really bossy around it and like, come on, chop chop, everyone, pack your stuff. You're going on a trip, want it or not. But these are the things we never regretted. All these experiences.
Absolutely. We were kind of like in this hustle mentality that, we gotta be working all the time in order for us like to make it happen. And I remember like taking pride that I was not taking weekends, I was not taking holidays, I was working all the time because, this photo, I'm so happy that I took it because we had two meetings at the same time and none of them went good. And you can kind of see it on everybody's
Yeah,
faces
yeah.
that yeah, like this
That's
is
in
not
San
really.
Francisco, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, this is in San Francisco. Like
Yeah. Oh, we had
uh,
many of these.
the the meetings that
Yeah,
didn't go well.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think at this time, this moment of time, we were trying to make one pilot with Airbnb, and we were going
Ah,
to
yeah.
their office.
Yeah, this is actually from their office.
Yeah, I think this is where it is.
Yeah. For some reason, I was feeling like very insecure taking photos inside. This is like
Yeah.
from the rooftop, and this was like from the canteen, but I didn't like take more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What a blessing to be part of when these companies were growing, and we genuinely wanted to be one of these tools that powered the modern workplace. Like around that time, Notion was started, and they actually managed to achieve that vision. And kudos to them.
like we were kind of working on the same problem at that moment of time. This was like a later office that we had in Sofia after we moved back from the States.
Yeah, that was also fun. I
Mhm.
like this one because we actually had to walk through a lot of bakeries and panichki to make it to the office. So I was a happy camper.
So many
This
good
is Denmark.
moments. Yeah, this is from Denmark. Like this is a very interesting photo. Very dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
This
Fits Casper's personality. Red
he's
type of
very red.
leader.
Yeah,
He's like, "Follow me, everyone. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go."
he's not even saying follow me. He's just like I'm going this way.
Yeah, and then you feel prone to follow. This is beautiful.
So I was looking at these photos and I'm kind of like relating them to our state of mind at that moment of time, and it was very. So this is like 2018. This is 1 year before we closed the company, and we were feeling at a crossroads, right? And I feel like this picture here is kind of setting up like this mood. We're feeling at a crossroad, like we were about like to, essentially like give up because we were feeling
Yeah.
so exhausted, and like the nature at that moment. So this was in Denmark, was kind of having like that feeling as well, and I just saw these pictures today. So this was like 2014, 4 years before that. It was a little after we started, and this was our first little retreat that we did. I don't think we had a lot of money at that moment.
We didn't.
Then there was like, I saw this photo, which is almost the same hill, but there's just so much opportunity here. You see, kind of like with the body language of Casper and just the light and nature, like there's promise there. Now I'm kind of like playing this, he's looking at the hill with the promise, and then if we go 4 years, we're at the hill, but it doesn't seem to be so promising anymore.
Wow, this is something that I really, really love, and I love your skill of photography because you've, in a way, like you documented this journey so well, and you really captured the moments that represent the state of mind.
Yeah.
It's not just
I
it's the full story. Like we can, it's so easy to go back to this moment of time and based on the photos and digest what was happening behind this moment, right? And capture these symbolic things as you said with the hill. Where are we positioned compared to the hill?
Yeah, it's like you can only kind of stitch these things looking backwards. Like it's hard to do it looking forward. Like this is probably one of my most favorite photos that I've taken of the two of you, because it's just like this, you can't make this gaze, you can't make it up. The love, the aspiration, like the promise and everything, and it's like the backlight that's illuminating the two of you. There is just so much adventure, that this is like before you got the two kids and you got married. I remember like it was such a beautiful light, and I just said, come, like I want to take photos of you. And then you took photos of me as well, but I was feeling like super, super unhappy.
Yeah, well, your love was like 9,000 or 12,000 kilometers away. Actually, from
Yeah.
California to Bulgaria, it's even longer.
Uh, I was very. This just looks sad. I'm standing on the bridge, like there's not even a river.
Yeah, suddenly, like, you can't even imagine that these photos are a few minutes apart because the mood
Yeah,
drastically changes.
exactly. I know that we're jumping like back and forth, but we're kind of telling this story for ourselves. Actually, now that I think about it, this is one of the first retreats that we did. This is the first retreat. Like we also did one in Borovets.
This is before we went to the States.
This was the first one we did,
Yeah.
and I don't think like they were. Well, first of all, like there were not that many startups in 2015 in Bulgaria, and I don't remember anybody like doing this kind of retreats. And we
Yeah.
had a blast. Like it was the whole team, and I remember there was a little bit of work that we did, but the
Yeah.
main thing was just bonding and
Gauri was playing the guitar and Stani as well, and
yeah,
you were improvising some singing, and
yeah.
it was just
Mitko,
beautiful night.
Mitko was like snapping his fingers and using his body like to create a rhythm. Um,
Well, this is the air show.
yeah, that's 1
San
year
Francisco.
afterwards in San Francisco, the Blue Angels.
I saw the Blue Angels this year
Mm-hmm.
in Fort Lauderdale. It was
Mm.
majestic, really special, because that is craftsmanship.
Oh man, like that's um, Alex, my wife, for one of my previous birthdays, she got me a piloting lesson, kinda. So it was just like 1 hour flying, and the guy allowed me to touch the controls. So not so much a lesson, more like a tourist attraction. And it was a slow plane. And at the end, he said, "So are you feeling a little adventurous? Like, do you want to do something that's a bit more exciting?" And we were like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." So then he just started like nosediving, and at the last moment, he pulled the plane and started climbing up again. And after one of these maneuvers, I was like already feeling that my blood is retracting from my body, and I was about to just start puking. And I was like, how do these people do this? Because all this, like the flying and like how your body feels, but at the same time, like take decisions and make life or death choices, like that's really hardcore.
Yeah.
This was really strange thing. This is like, you don't see this in Europe. Like there's no shows where you can pick up a mortar missile. And this is me with the army.
Soldiers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I look like a like an oversized hobbit with this hat. And I was so excited like to take photo with them.
Oh my
I
god.
remember that, and also like you took some photos of me in the truck.
Yeah, it's actually always been that I'm your photographer. Because I was feeling
Yeah,
always that you were so kind documenting everything we do and capturing these beautiful authentic moments that I really wanted to make sure that you're part of them as well. So I was also grabbing the camera the moment you leave it and try to capture photos of you too.
yeah.
This is a retreat I missed because a newborn baby, and this is one of the last teams we
Ah,
built in
yeah, like
Bulgaria.
2018 still.
Yeah, and it was a wonderful place. The place was so special. That is so cool. That is so cool. Goofing around. Amazing. Ah, this photo, the actual food we were eating.
I put it on Unsplash. Like this is so crazy. Let me
Yeah,
just find it.
but
So I've put like very few photos on Unsplash, and this was like one of them. And for some reason, this one. There's been
well,
100. Isn't it crazy? Like there's 12.5 million views and
Yeah.
there's like 105,000 downloads.
This is your
And
most successful work, Stefan.
this is crazy. If this is my most successful work, I don't know.
Oh, I love that you shared it with everyone to use.
Yeah, it was delicious food.
Yeah.
Then this one, and then this one. This one of my wife, like it was used in some photo of car accidents and getting insurance.
Oh, wow.
It kind of fits like this, series.
Yeah, she has a very determined look here.
Back to the main story. So, what are you taking like most out of that period?
If I look at this period right now, I'm just happy. I just look at us and I'm like, these are kids that spend these years believing in themselves, in their ideas, making things happen, putting really hard work.
Yeah.
We really cared for the details. We cared to make anything, whatever it was, whether it was the office, the company retreat, the software for the users, whatever we were doing, we cared to make it the best we could. And I'm just happy. I look at these stories and I'm like, wow, that's part of my life story.
Mm,
These are years well spent. And
I
really,
feel so too.
back
Yeah.
back to the conversation from last time, like no cherished outcome. Now I think in certain moments of the company we were creating things with a cherished outcome, but like for majority of the company's duration, it lasted 6.5 years. We created things out of care and love and mission and dedication. It was all the right components to do something. This is where you make your own lamps.
I made my own labs. It was a
Like,
passion project and was also like an escape from the actual work because it was feeling so tiring. And I remember because this this whole effort around this office, it was like the last proper attempt at making it happen, and I really wanted to create a beautiful productive space, creative space. And we spent a lot of time like looking at office spaces, and we also painted the green and the blue in the two rooms. I've always valued a lot like the lightning and the lights, and I found like lights online and Pinterest. I loved them, but like they were 400 euros a piece, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna make my own. So it wasn't really about saving the money, it was more about actually making something with my hands. So I ended up like creating like these lamps, and I remember that this was like the happiest moment of the year when I got them to work and when I installed them on the ceiling. I felt such a fulfillment that I'm capable of doing something. It was like a victory that I needed to give myself. And I really loved like the feeling that they created.
This project, it really captures you as a person, like love for details. Like you set your mind to something where people are like, ah, you can't, you're not
Yeah,
skilled in that. Like, why would you do that? And then you're like, "Ah, because I want to."
I'll
And then
figure it out. How hard could it really be?
yeah, incredible. And I think that with AI, actually, we have that opportunity even more than ever because we can converse with these assistants to digest the wisdom of the world, and we can make more projects happen if we utilize it wisely. Like we can enable so many more creative things. They feel so much more accessible because at this moment of time it sounds like, oh, let's create my own lamp. That sounds insane, but today you say, hey, Chat GPT, I have this concept. I want to make this
Yeah.
lamp and so on. What would be the way to think about? What should I know? Should I approach the bulbs? And what type of material should I use for the tubes and so on? You can actually unleash so many creative desires with this knowledge digested and personalized for you.
Yeah, especially like the second part, learning at your own level. Like this is something that is incredibly valuable because even like before ChatGPT, like there was so much information out there. Even before, you know, the social media revolution in YouTube, it just still required like a lot of digging, and you know you could find like information, but maybe it's like you don't have like the level of knowledge in order like to understand it. And like today is really about just believing that, hey, you know what, like I'm curious about this, like I believe that this is going to be interesting, that it would matter, and just doing it.
All right, Stefani, this was really fun to go down memory lane, and it really helps when you do it with the visual assistance of the photos and the fact that you captured them, the fact that you documented our life with the periods and emotions and dreams. It's just such an invaluable asset. It's a gift to all of us for our lifetime. We can always go back to the same place and the same emotions and the stories from there, just thanks to the photos, looking at them and be able to use them as a prop to tell the stories. And what epic
Yeah.
stories! I'm pretty sure I'm winning on some of these maps. So
I am pretty sure that, you know, I remember like this so clearly. One of the evenings we were playing and it got so intense that we were almost about to, you know, stop being friends after this.
yeah, because I said that I'm gonna dedicate my point to you losing, not to me winning. So I
Yeah,
sabotaged you the entire time, and you were so pissed
I
off.
was so
Thanks to
damn
which
pissed.
tissue won, right? Like
Yeah,
there's a saying in Bulgarian, двама се карат, трети печели. It means two are quarreling, the third one wins. This is exactly what was happening.
yeah. Phenomenal, yeah.
Thank you so much for this conversation. Let's keep them going and
Yeah.
let's keep.
I'm just having like such a good time. Like talking, like we talk about interesting things all the time.
Yeah.
I think it's just nice to create something out of it.
All right, bestie. See you around.
See ya.